Hello friends, welcome to the second video on grid finite difference methods. Okay, so in this video we'll study the first step for finite difference method. In the last video we have seen that why the finite difference methods are important. Okay, this is what we have seen in the last video, right? And in this video we'll look at the first step, step 1 for finite difference method, right? Okay, so let us see what is our aim. Suppose we are given a differential equation. Suppose we are given a partial differential equation, curly y by curly t is equal to curly y alpha times curly y by curly x. Okay, so let us not write this y, instead let us write u. So I have a partial differential equation, curly u by curly t is equal to alpha times curly u by curly x. Suppose this is a partial differential equation and I have to solve this differential equation, and suppose there is some domain. Suppose my time is t starts from 0 and say some capital T, I'll call that 1 as of now, and suppose my x is from 0 to 1. Okay, so this is my problem. Okay, and we can solve this problem analytically, but suppose we want to solve this problem with FDM, okay, finite difference method. So the first step for solving a problem with FDM is you have to see what is your domain. Okay, so this is my domain is where I have to solve my problem. This is my domain, so I'll just draw a picture of my domain, right? So this is my x-axis, this is my t-axis, right? And my domain is this x from 0 to 1. So this is x is equal to 0, this is x is equal to 1, and then t is from 0 to 1 similarly. Okay, so this is my domain where I have to solve my partial differential equation. So first step for solving a partial differential equation with finite difference method is that you have to look at your domain, right? Okay, this is your first step, and having looked at the domain, what you have to do, you have to divide your domain, you have to cover your domain with a mesh. You have to, this is your domain, this is your domain. Okay, domain is if you are given a differential equation to solve, you are definitely given a domain, so you have to cover your domain with a grid. Okay, for example, suppose I take 1 2 3 points in x direction, so including 0 and 1 there are 5 points in x direction, and suppose I take similarly 5 points in y direction, in t direction, so I have this 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll draw the straight lines like this. Okay, one line, this is second line, and this is third line. Okay, and then you have this, similarly you draw the vertical lines, one line, two line, three line. Okay, now you have the points at the intersection. Okay, you can see this is 1 point, this is 2 point, 3 4 5 6, this is 7 point, 8 point, 9 point, and you have to include boundaries as well. So this is 1 2 3 4 5, so they, like this there are total of 25 points, right? Now this is what you have to do. You have to cover your domain, you have to look at your domain, and then you have to cover your domain with a grid, and you have to identify these points, right, which are at the intersection of the lines, right? Now for example, in this case there are 25 points, you have 25 grid points. Okay, now what is what you want a solution of your PD. Okay, so if you find out the analytical solution, it means that you know the solution, that is ux comma t. Okay, u is a function of x and t at every point of the domain. Okay, this is what you know if you know the analytical solution. This is in case of analytical solution, right? But since we don't know the analytical solution, so what finite difference method is doing, finite difference method will give you the solution only at give you the solution value. Okay, give you the solution value, that to approximate value, not the exact value, approximate value only at the 25 grid points which you have selected in step 1. Is that thing clear? So the first step is you have to cover your domain with the grid. Okay, and you will identify next the grid points. The finite difference method will tell you the solution only, the value of the solution only at these grid points, right? So let us see this thing more clearly. Suppose I have this again, I'll consider that PD curly u by curly t is equal to alpha times curly u by curly x, and I have this domain 0 less than x less than 1, and then you have t less than 1 less than 0. Suppose this is the differential equation I am having. Okay, so first step is clear that I have divided my domain, I have covered my domain with a grid. Okay, this is 1, this is 0, this is your x-axis, and this is your t-axis, right? So these are the horizontal lines which we have drawn, right? And then we have drawn these 3 vertical horizontal lines, 1 2 3, and then we have drawn 3 vertical lines as well, 1 2 3, right? And then you have these 25 grid points. Okay, so now you will get your solution at these grid points. So we call this is just a notation, this grid point we will denote this grid point with the notation 0 0. 0 0 means here your x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 0. Okay, so the corresponding solution we will write as u 0 0. Okay, the value of the solution at this grid point we will write that as u 0 0. Then this is here x is 0 and y is 0, t is 0. Okay, and you have moved one step ahead in x direction, so I'll write it as u1 comma 1 0, right? And here similarly the solution, the value of the solution here will be denoted by u2 0. Okay, and value of the solution at this point will be u3 0, and value of the solution at this point will be u4 0. Okay, and similarly the value of the solution at this point will be you have moved in t direction 1 by step 1, but here x is 1 0, so this is u 0 1, and this is your x is 1 and t is 1. Okay, this is u x is 2, t is 1, this is u x is 3, t is 1, and this is u x is 4 and t is 1. And similarly you can keep on going. For example, here you have u x is 0, t is 4, and here u x is 1, t is 4, here u x is 2, u is 4, and at this point x is 3, u is 4, and at the last point you have u 4 4, right? So similarly this is the notation we will use. So I can generalize this. You have u I comma j, this is the value of the solution u at the point. Okay, in this case our domain is 0 to 1, right? So you are starting from 0, so you simply can write I delta x comma j delta y delta t, where what is delta x? Delta x is this much distance. Okay, and this is delta t. Okay, and I assume that this distance and this distance is same. Okay, so you have a uniform grid, but we can talk of non-uniform grid as well. Right? So this is your notation. Okay, so till now what we have done, we have divided our domain, okay, using the grid points, and number of grid points we can choose according to our necessities. And then we have defined this notation. uij stands for the value of the solution at ijth grid point. And how you get your ijth grid point? Here, if you have taken suppose n number of grid points in x direction, and suppose you have taken m number of grid points in y direction here or t direction, right? Then your I subscript will vary from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, and j subscript will vary from 0 to m minus 1. And sometimes people start from subscript 1. In that case your I will vary from 1 to n, and j will vary from 1 to m. Okay, so this is what is required. This is the first step towards the finite difference method. So you have to cover your domain with a grid, and the number of grid points you can choose according to your requirement. And after that you have this notation uij, which stands for the value of the solution at igth grid point, and igth grid point means a general grid point somewhere in your grid. Okay, now in the next video we'll see what is the next step in finite difference method. Thank you.